Perek Mishna Ches. We've already discussed that the minimal height of an oven to retain the heat to slap the breads in is 4 tfachim. 4 tfachim. Our Mishnah therefore rules that if someone breaks an oven horizontally into 3 sections, so if each section alone is less than 4 tfachim, the minimal height, so then this oven is considered demolished and therefore tahar. So let's read that inside. Chatocho chulios l'rochbo, someone who cuts chulios, segments, l'rochbo, by its width horizontally. So pochas me'arba tfachim, each segment is less than 4 tfachim, tahar. It's therefore demolished and therefore tahar. Now how do you remake this oven? So if you smear it with a coating of tit, a coating of clay, all around it, so that will connect the 3 segments and make it into a new oven. So the Mishnah says, mircho betit, if you smeared it with clay, mekabel tuma, it's susceptible to tuma, mishiasi kenu, from when you fuel it, kedei lefos bosuv gonin, when you fuel it enough to bake in it sponge cakes. Because since it's completely broken before you smeared it with clay, with cement, so now you're remaking a new oven, and to finish the manufacturing of an oven, you have to fuel it to the point where it could bake sponge cakes, and that hardens the clay walls, and that makes it into a new manufactured oven which is susceptible to tumah. Now the Mishnah talks about an interesting case where you have an oven that got cut again into 3 sections. Each one is less than 4 tfachim, so it was tahar. Then you smeared it with tit, but you didn't smear it flush against the oven. So there's a gap in between the oven and the outside tit. And of course what's going to happen then is the heat of the oven is going to leave through the cracks in each segment and it's going to fly out, and the clay is not retaining it because it's not flush against it. So what you did to retain the heat is you filled the gap up with sand, with dry sand or pebbles, and therefore it will retain the heat. And the question is this considered a new oven even though the clay, the tit, the cement is not flush against it? So the Mishnah says, Hirchik mimenu es atfela, if you've distanced from the oven the tfela, the coating of cement, v'nosan chol otzrur binatayim, and you've placed chol, sand, dry sand, otzrur, or pebbles binatayim, in between the gap. So the Mishnah says, V'zeh amru, in this case they said, Hanida v'hatahira, a nida, who's a tameh woman, v'hatahira, and a tahar person, ofos spoken, both bake in it, v'hu tahar, and all the food will be tahar. Because it's still considered a broken oven, because the cement that remakes the oven wasn't flush against it, and therefore it doesn't repair it. So this would be good advice to someone who shares an oven with tameh people. You can actually use this type of oven, and you'll know for sure that all your food is tahar. Now it's your turn to read the Mishnah.